started.
Happy Saturday morning, UI guides. This is a quick message about all the tools you have to manage your candidates. So as of yesterday, we went live on our portal tools for you, and I'm going to share my screen so you can take a look. Terrific. So here's a view at my portal. I've got 3 teams for whom I'm serving as UI guide. And if I click on Abu Dhabi, for instance, I can see, did they actually go enter the stakeholder meeting date as they were required to do for their training? And I can see in the training tab that indeed they did enter a date. They're going to have their stakeholder meeting on October 10th. When you come back here next week, you'll see that they've entered their design thinking link, and that's what we want you to click on and review. And Leticia is going to send you information about that. But all throughout training, this is going to populate, and you'll be able to review it, meet with them, and really challenge them to do their best work. It has all the stuff that we've looked for in the past: their stakeholder meeting date, their design thinking work, their landscape canvas work, their wiki pages, strategic priorities. So what is their plan for change on campus? Their change model canvas. So did they do the lean startup method and talk with stakeholders on campus to vet their, to figure out what the value proposition for their projects. Storytelling. So what does their YouTube video look like? Stakeholder meeting artifacts. So by the end of training, you'll have, the email invitation, perhaps the agenda, some photographs of their stakeholder meeting, their wiki bios. So what it sounds like, a bio on the wiki, not the username filled out with their photo and bio. The reason we don't want that is because it's not searchable. We want to be able to go to a given site and search for RJ Lahadi or Aubrey Wigner and be able to find it. We want the world to be able to search under your names and find your bio. And if you just stick it in your bio into your username, they won't be able to do that. So that's that. And then finally, our related links included on each wiki page. And those are the little breadcrumbs at the bottom of the page that allow you to click on every fellow's name, allows you to click on past fellows. So you don't want them to erase histories. Some campuses tend to do and delete the previously trained fellows. You also can click on the campus overview or the strategic priorities, all from the related links on every single page of their website, of their wiki pages. So that's what you'll get to see that they're submitting. And then correspondingly in training review, that's where you get to enter your notes. At the very top, you see staff notes. That's what we enter on our back end as it relates to this campus. If we've gotten an email from them, or if we've noticed something unusual, or whatever information we have that we think would be helpful to you, and vice versa, we enter it here. So general overview is where you're going to mostly live, and this is where you're going to tell us how that team is doing. So perhaps you met with them on 8/27. Team is set up in NovoEd. Spent an hour getting to know them. Great. Well, say also you met with them recently, like yesterday. And so you might put 9/14. Team really enjoyed Inspiration Week assignment, except that Johnny did not complete it. Promises to get it done over the weekend. I suggest they work hard not to get behind. So whatever your raw notes, you might keep it in a Google Doc, you might copy and paste it and stick it in here, but now notice what I did. I don't like what I did, actually. You want it to be reverse chronological, as it says here in the text, in the help text. So I'm going to remove that from the bottom and stick that up top, and that way when you arrive to this window, you see the most current history. And as you keep coming back over and over again, you're going to keep adding more records. So that's how we're going to be able to follow along and see how you are saying the team is doing. You're also going to rate the team health. How well are they doing together? Are they collaborative? Do you sense some kind of unusual tension or dysfunction? You want to note it here. We don't want to land in the 6th week and then have to make tough choices about people being cut because they don't capture the ethos of this program. So you want to let us know. And this is a very quick and easy way to tell us, yes, there are red flags, be it they are very behind, or there's a person that is a red flag. But I think the default is none. So you have to tell us one way or another as you come back week after week. Their training assignments, as you verify that they did them, you would want to say yes or no, or in progress, you're presently reviewing them. And each week you'll verify what it is we want them to do, and you'll verify that they did it well by clicking yes. And when you get to the very bottom, you'll see launch recommendations. This is what we want you to complete towards the end of training to tell us of the 4 students, how many are going to be launched. Maybe it's 3, and how many are not going to be launched. Perhaps it's 1. Hopefully it's 4 students launched, 0 not recommended for launch. And then this last field, you're going to tell us what the names are of the people who you do recommend are not launched. Separate them by commas. So as you come to this page every week, hit save at the bottom. Do not click final review submit at the top right. What that does is it shuts you out of this, and you'll have to send me an email, which isn't a big deal. I'm happy to go into it and undo it for you, open it back up. That's a little thing that's not perfect about the UX for Foundation Connect, which is the tool we use with Salesforce, but bear with us. So don't click on the final review, submit, or cancel button at the top right, but rather each week click on the save or clear changes, but save button after you've added your material. Okay, so that's one big piece of news. The other awesome piece of news is that we figured out a way to add you as UI guides in NovoEd. So you're all in there, and each of you has your candidates associated with your account. And so what that means, and I've logged on as myself as a UI guide with another email address. So when you log on, you get this awesome little button at the bottom that says see my candidates. And what that does is it allows you to cut through everything and go right to how they're doing. So check it out. Here are my students, and I'll go into Ruba from, I believe she's Khalifa University. Yep. And what's awesome is I get to see her bio. But if I click on this dialog box, if you will, then I get to see what she posted in the forums, which is the primary thing that you're going to be looking for. We're not using Nova to submit assignments, as you know, we're having them submitted into the portal. But we do want them to interact with one another and see one another's work, and the forum is the best way to do that. We use it for Inspiration Week, and this is a great way for you to go see who is the student that inspired them, what did they post. We use it for design thinking, and you'll use that this week. As I mentioned, Leticia will send you information about what to look for. You'll use it for the Lean Startup session, as well as the Landscape Canvas session. We ask them to identify what are the key things that happen in their conversation. So it's a quick way for you to see what your students are doing in between your weekly meetings with them. And I think that is it. I hope you will find these tools helpful. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Apologies for how long this video took, and post any questions in the Slack. All right, take it easy.